Hello everybody, this is Pratik Ranjan. I'm a current PGP 2 at IIM Lucknow. I know how exactly it feels after getting an IIM interview call, which is why we have recorded my interview experience with IIM Lucknow in the video that follows. But before that, a brief of my profile. I'm a mechanical engineering graduate from NIT Bhopal, and I scored a 97.4 in my 10th board examination and a 95.75 in my 12th board examination. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Thank you. Good luck.
I see you have an exceptional academic records. Why do you want to ruin your life doing an MBA?
So the fact that I have performed academically well in the past has actually made me appreciate the value of an MBA. It actually started when, the whole idea of doing an MBA was reinforced in my mind when I was working with L&T. And I understood how a business functions and how the different verticals of a business function. And that actually again made me appreciate that the importance of an MBA degree. I've also spoken to a lot of my friends who have done an MBA, and they talk very highly about this entire program because this is an opportunity for me to learn from a very, very diverse background. You have lawyers, SRCC toppers from IITs and NITs and the top management and the top graduation institutes in the country. So it is a huge learning opportunity for me, and I think an MBA will provide me with a pedestal in my life which will help me go forward in my career.
Which other calls do you have?
Sir, I have calls from SPJIMR, I have calls from IIM Kozhikode, IIM Indore, IIM Shillong. I also have calls from new IIMs, IITs, NITI and MDI Gurgaon. However, my preference and my priority at this point of time is SPJIMR and IIM Lucknow.
So Chirag, you are a mechanical engineer and you have scored a perfect 10 in industrial engineering. Can you graphically represent what EOQ is?
Sure, sir. May I use this notebook?
Yeah, sure.
Chirag, who inspires you in your life?
Sir, I have actually been born and brought up in the city of Jamshedpur, and one of the most iconic figures who's come out of Jamshedpur is Mr. J.R.D. Tata. We are all aware of the empire that he's established and the work that he's done in the space for education, aviation, tribal welfare. So for me, J.R.D. Tata and his legacy is absolutely inspirational.
Chirag, what's your hobby?
Sir, my hobbies revolve around reading, and I also have my own blog. I really like to write blogs.
Favorite author?
I don't have a favorite author, but I really read really good content, and I am mostly interested in reading about non-fictions.
Okay, any favorite genre?
Mostly autobiographies of leaders. For example, one of my favorite books is Beyond the Blue Mountain by one of my inspirational figures, as I've already mentioned, Mr. J.R.D. Tata. And another one of my favorite books is called Pandemonium by Pandemonium by Mr. Piyush Pandey. It's a really good book on advertising. So this I would consider that autobiographies are my favorite genre.
Okay, Chirag, can you geometrically show me the relationship between AM and GM? There's the book.
Okay.
Are you sure this is the graph?
Yes, sir. I'm quite sure.
What's your favorite company?
Sir, actually I have two companies which I really aspire to join in my life. The first is Tata Steel. I have been a very direct beneficiary of the Tata Group because from my grandfather to my father to my brother-in-law, they've all been part of the Tata Group. So from their lives, I have actually understood what the amount the Tata Group puts into its own people, its own employees. and that makes it a really good company for me to be a part of. Apart from that, I am absolutely inspired by the work done by Hindustan Unilever, and after I join a Bschool, I'm quite certain that I would, I really aspire to join HUL as a company.
Why did you apply for PGP ABM course beside PGP?
Why I applied for both the courses was because the PGP ABM course introduces me to the agricultural industry, and the growth potential of this sector is very high. The scope of management to solve various bottlenecks within the supply chain of this industry is quite high. And there's something unique about the agricultural industry, which is that the demand for agriculture never slumps ever. And I'm also looking to grow as a manager while also contributing to the grassroots by being a part of the agricultural industry as a manager. So these are some of the reasons why I decided to pursue both programs.
Chirag, what's your opinion on the new IIMs? Do you think they're required?
Actually, no, I don't think they are, and I have two reasons to back this up. So the first reason is that, if you take a look at the second generation and third generation IIMs, and you see that they're actually struggling with their placements, they're struggling to bring in students, and some of these new and second and third generation IIMs some of them don't even have directors, and they rely on mentorship from older IIMs. So I don't think that bringing up new IIMs is going to be it actually dilutes the brand of that the old IIMs have created. Apart from that, another question that should be raised is that what is the purpose of opening a new IIM? It is to create polished managers. It is to create a good management education atmosphere. So instead of creating new IIMs, why don't we just create more seats for students in existing IIMs? If we can just even in IIM Lucknow, if we create more seats or erect a new hostel and invite more students, I think these IIMs have quite a good capability to handle such a volume of students and give out quality management education. So I think these are the two reasons why I don't think that new IIMs are a really good idea.
Okay, Chirag, let me ask you one more question. Who would you nominate as the next presidential candidate?
Sir, according to me, I have two presidential candidates in mind. The first one is Mr. Kailash Satyarthi. He's, as we all know, he's a Nobel Prize winner for peace. And he obviously, because of this award and because of the work that he's done for our country, he has a national standing. And I, for one, and I'm sure a lot of Indians are really truly inspired by him and admire him. So I think I see a reflection of our previous president APJ Abdul Kalam in him, because he is not driven by politics or by money. He's driven by wanting to do work for the country and trying to improve the country. So I think he'd be a good fit as a president of India. Apart from that, I would also want Miss Smriti Irani as who's a part of the current government to be the president of India. She really knows, she can become the face of our country, and she's very well read. She's been a very, very famous and popular TV actress as well. So I think that these two people I would like to nominate for a presidential position.
Okay. Why is your college called MANIT, not NIT Bhopal?
Sir, actually, so the thing is that quite a few national institutes of technology in India are named after iconic figures from India's history. For example, you have Sardar Vallabhbhai NIT in Surat. You have Motilal Nehru NIT in Allahabad. Similarly, our NIT was called Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, named after the first education minister of India and a freedom fighter and a very famous leader of the Indian National Congress, Sir Maulana Azad. His name itself brings a lot of heritage with it, and so NIT decided to carry that heritage forward, is being in the education space. And I'm actually very proud to be a part of such a to be an alumnus of such a institute which takes pride in our freedom fighters and iconic figures from the history.
Okay. Can you tell me who is Defense Minister of India?
So that would be Miss Nirmala Sitharaman.
Railway Minister?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay. Information and Broadcasting Minister?
Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
So Chirag, what do you think is more integral, performance or conformance, to define the quality of the product?
Actually, for me, I think both performance and conformance are equal. I mean, they are of equal importance. However, for the purpose of selecting it, just for the sake of it, I think I would go with performance because performance is judged by the user and conformance is decided by the manufacturer or the owner of the product. I mean, we can take two examples. The first one being Samsung phones. So, Samsung is a huge company, and they produce they produce fantastic phones which conform to the industry standards and the expectations. However, in terms of performance, it's in the newspapers so often now that Samsung phones explode mid-travel and they injure also their users. So in that aspect, the performance has failed while the conformance was in place. The other example that I would like to give you is of how in Punjab, and this is actually it's a very funny story, how in Punjab they use washing machines to make lassis. And it is in that instance, performance is really judged because you don't even know what use the user is going to put the product to. So I think overall speaking from a holistic perspective, I think performance is what drives sales, while conformance is also quite important, but I think I would go with performance.
Okay, Chirag, do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I actually have one question. So the thing is that for most of us, this is our last educational opportunity, and the PGP program is a residential program, so we'll be on campus most of the time. So I just wanted to know that what are the opportunities for extracurricular activities, clubs, committees, and also what are the opportunities for live projects, etc. So I just wanted to know a little bit about that.
So Chirag, to answer your first question,